Hi guys, this is Sardia. Welcome back to my channel. Have you subscribed yet? What about your friends? Go ahead and tell them to subscribe. And also guys, please leave us a comment. Whenever you leave comments, YouTube, they'll share the video. And we want more visitors, we want more traffic to the videos, and definitely, certainly more subscribers. Well, in any case, I'm happy that you're here with me today, and thank you for joining me. Um, in my last video, I spoke about my provision for 2025, which is to reset and recalibrate my spirituality. And today, I want to share a story with you that happened to me 2 years ago. How God sent an angel my way. Oh man, I have so many testimonies, guys, about God's goodness and mercies towards me. So in 2023, my family and I, we were looking for a home. And, I started the process shortly after my grandma transitioned. And I remember, to cut this story short, I went to this one home and I fell in love with the home. The backyard was immaculate. It was huge. It was just perfect. My spirit just called for this home. And I remember my realtor, he said, Sardia, someone outbid you. So unfortunately, we have to move on. And so he said to me, he said, well, Sunday there is an open house of this house that was literally owned by one person. The woman, I think she was 103 or 102, and her children, they're selling the house because she transitioned. And in any case, my mind was still on that home that I really liked. And I went to this home anyway, the open house. And when I went there, the realtor, he kept, telling me all the different things, the different ways in which I could make this house my family's and our own, and et cetera, et cetera. But I just wasn't interested in the home. And I remember we were leaving, and there was a Hispanic couple. The lady was parked on a hill, excuse me, and all she needed to do was to drive out. But for some reason, she reversed. And when she reversed, I'm crossing the street and I heard boom. She reversed in a Mercedes Benz, a brand new S class, whatever they call it. I don't know anything about Benz, but I know it was brand new. And the logo of the Benz, it fell off. And so everyone was like, oh my God, this is crazy. The lady came out with her husband and she held her head like anybody in disbelief, like, damn, look what I did. And so the owner of the Benz, she came out and she said, it's okay, call the police. It's fine. And I remember thinking, wow, like she's going to react to that like that, but okay. So I went across the street with my family and the realtor, and the lady whose Benz was hit, she came across the street to us and she said, hi, my name is Elisa. I am a broker and my husband is a home inspector, and I just wanted to, give out the information if you should ever need our services. And she started telling me all these things and she started talking to me. And as that woman was talking to me, guys, there was something about this woman that just resonated with me, that just connected with me. And I remember my realtor at the time, he was just like, yeah, everything she's telling you, the broker that I already had through him, he'll tell you the same thing. And I thought, yeah, But this woman, I want to see her again. That's just all that was in my head, like it playing over in my mind. This woman, I want to see her again. I'm going to see her again. And in any case, I left. And that Monday I went to work and I called the woman. I said, hi, this is Sardia. I met you yesterday, so and so on, so on, so on. She said, oh, hi. I said, for some reason, God just want me to call you. You're in my mind. You're in my spirit. I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel connected to you. And she said, really? And I started to talk to her about what I wanted to do. And she said to me, she said, I'm having a house buying class tonight, but it's only for invited guests. But, if you'd like to join, I could give you the information and you could join. I said, absolutely. And long story short, I went on that meeting, which was like an hour with one of her partners. And it was the most informative session I've ever been in, ever. I thought I sat through a real estate course in college. And so I said to her, I said, I want you to be my new broker. I want to start everything from scratch. I want to do it over. I want to work with you. And guys, let me tell you about God. You know, it's not just this, it's not like angels or birds coming out the skies with wings. God uses other people to bless you. I know that for certain. And so I remember start having these dreams about the house that I really liked, that my realtor told me that someone outbid us and, you know, it's no longer available to me. And I remember calling my cousin in Canada and I said, I've been getting dreams about this particular house. And my cousin kept saying, Sardia, it's a house, you know, buying process. You just like the house. You got to move on. You got to keep going. But I knew that God was showing me something about this house. But no one else believed me for whatever reason. Or they just thought, you know, she really liked the house and that's the reason. Because, you know, for those who know me, they know. So in any case, I remember telling my cousin, I said, they're going to call me back for that house. Like I saw it in a vision. And so I think she probably was like, okay, Sardia, if you believe that, I guess. And so I remember my cousins, like a month later, they came to visit me from Canada. And we were heading to a party that Saturday. And that Saturday, I was in my room and my phone rang. It's my realtor. He said, hi, Sardia. I said, hi. Don't let her put that house back on the market. Because I knew it, because God showed it to me. And he said, okay, but you have to get the inspection done quickly. You guys, you got to move. I said, yes, I could come and get it done Monday. Let's do it. And that was June. I did the inspection. I paid the down payment, etc. July, nothing. August, nothing. September, nothing. And so I kept praying and I kept fasting and I kept talking to God in journals. And I said, God, you show me this house. And if you show me this house, what is the problem? Make it work out in my favor. And I remember I had this one vision. I think it was around October with Lisa, who I met, who the lady ran into her Mercedes Benz, who became my broker. And in the vision, I was in the community where the house is located. And in the community, they didn't want a Black person in the community. They didn't want Black people in the community. This is in the dream now, okay? And Lisa, in the vision, she just kept telling me and showing me everything that was happening, what the neighbors were saying, everything that was happening. And so I remember thinking, okay. And we found ourselves at this Catholic church in the dream. And she just kept telling me, but you're going to get it because I'm going to go all the way until you get it. Right? And I saw the seller's realtor in the dream as well. And Lisa, she threw this big white sheet over my head and covered me. And I remember waking up and I prayed to God. I said, God, thank you for showing me all these things. But you said in your word that anything you put forth, that you decree over me, that you're going to make me the head and never the tail, and you're going to make everything happen according to your will for me. And I trust you. And I remember I finally got to the closing. And the day of the closing, that's a separate story. All what Satan tried to do that day. And when I went to the closing, I was told, you're not going to get the keys today. You're going to get it 4 days later. I said, okay, no problem. And the day when we came to get the keys, the seller, she was very disgruntled. She was very upset. She was antsy because she's been in this home for 30 years and she didn't want to leave. It's a nice house. It's a nice neighborhood. It's a nice backyard. It's a nice everything. So I understand. And I remember the Holy Spirit said to me, just pray with her. And we were right in the kitchen area and I grabbed her hands And I said, do you trust God? And she said, yes. And I said, where God is taking you, you're going to be fine. And my family and I, we're going to take care of this home. And if you want to come back and visit, you're welcome. And she started crying, and I started crying, and I started singing. I started singing a hymn. I don't remember the hymn, but I just started singing, and I started crying, and I started praying with her. And I remember my realtor, he was crying too. And he said, in all my years, I've never seen anything like this. And he hugged me and he said, Sardia, you're a good person. You're a good person. And I remember the day when we came to get the keys, all the neighbors came out and they greeted us with warmth and welcome. And a couple weeks later, one of the neighbors would say to me, you know, before you guys moved here, a lot of people were concerned about having Black people here. Remember the dream I told you about? And he said, some people ask me, how do I feel that my neighbor is going to be Black? And he said, oh, I don't really care. And he told me that as a confirmation for the visions that God had already showed me. You see, the thing about it is that, like I said in the previous videos, Black people, we're not monolithic. I'm not a threat. My family, we're not a threat to anyone. But a lot of persons, they have preconceived notions about people, whether you Black, you Indian, you Asian, whatever it is, without knowing someone. And one thing I oftentimes tell people is that you never know who is sitting next to you. You know, I'm a very spiritual person, and God, he gives me messages and gives me directives through dreams. And because I'm spiritual, I don't get caught up in anything else. Like even in our neighborhood, I don't focus on neighbors and what people are doing. I focus on God. I focus on the word. It doesn't matter what you think about me. One thing any and everyone should know, that I'm always walking with God. God is always walking with me. And so Lisa, this woman that God sent, that day she could have been upset. That day she could have been so upset she didn't want to talk to anyone, but she came over to me because God sent her. And this woman I would see in my visions month later of me praying for her. And this is a woman I fasted and prayed for because she's a good woman. And Lisa, this video is for you. I love you because God sent you. I love you because you're kind. I love you because you're gracious. And thank you for being that vessel that God used to help my family accomplish our goals. Listen, here's my message to anyone who's watching this video. If you doubt God, let my testimony be an example of how powerful God is. And I have tons of them. Thank you for watching this video. And if you like it, leave us a comment. Share this with your friends and come back. Take care. Bye.